Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Leader Tree, where leadership grows, where strong roots build stronger skills. I am your host, Chris Miller, and I'm super excited to be here. We have had so many amazing things happen over here at the Leader Tree, at Factor Careers. We have been putting together, my company, Factor Careers, has been putting together an online challenge, the 5-day Unchain Your Income Challenge. And it has been going on ever since Thursday. And it has just been producing some amazing results for the people that are in this challenge. And just amazing results for me to see how utilizing these techniques, utilizing this information is transforming people's ability to earn their income. It's transforming their ability to take control of their lives. And that's so cool. From a leadership perspective, I'm making an impact in people's lives, right? Now, I didn't do it for any reason per se, except, I wanted to help others do what I've been able to do, I didn't go into this with any expectations. I didn't go into this with any goals in mind, except, I wanted to help feed the hungry. So I said, you know what? I'll put this challenge together. I'll put a price tag of $55 on it, and I'll donate meals to needy people with that registration money that I get. And I think that's amazing that I've been able to do that, and these people that have been part of this challenge have helped me do that. But on top of that, I get to help them to see things more clearly than perhaps they have before. And some of the feedback I'm getting is just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And I'm like, wow, these are real impacts. These are real impacts. And it's exciting. I'm probably going to do another one here in the near future. I've got the Broker Weekend Challenge coming up. Or not challenge, but I've got the Broker Weekend coming up on the 17th, I think it is. And that should be a lot of fun. I take my Factor Careers training program, which is a 2-month-long program, right? Become a factoring business broker. Take your life to a new level. You know what I mean? Get into a new career field that not too many know about, which is great because then there's not a lot of competition, right? And you get to help small business owners get more money for their business without getting more debt for their business. So literally everybody's happy when you walk in that door and introduce yourself. But it's a 2-month-long process, right? So I designed this Broker Weekend workshop where we're going to take that 2-month process and we're going to boil it down and condense it down, and we're going to blow it out in 2 days. 2 action-packed days. We got guest speakers. We got all these things. I have set this thing up for success. Right? And so that's going to be kicking off on the 17th. So after that, I'll probably be doing another one of these challenges because I'm really enjoying helping these people that are part of the challenge to be in this. I'm enjoying being part of that journey with them. Does that make sense? I'm enjoying being part of the journey with my challengers and watching them say, I'm able now to identify these chains in my life. I'm able now to see where I'm going wrong. I'm able now to see some changes that I can make that'll increase my income 10, 20-fold. That's pretty cool. And to know that my advice is what's helping them get there. My direction is what's helping them get there. And I mean, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just telling them what I've done, right? And to see them take that and run with it, that's just awesome. I'm really enjoying it. But the Broker Weekend Challenge, I'm going to put all of that so that those people that get into that Broker Weekend workshop, they can get the 2-month-long program to get certified as a factoring broker and condense it down into 2 days. And then that next Monday, they're out there working their job. They are in the job. They're working it. And they're going to get paid faster. And that's going to make me feel good because I like helping people. As a leader, we have things to do all the time. We're busy all the time, right? You're not going to meet a leader who takes a back seat in a conversation, who just doesn't have an idea about what to do. That's not really the kind of people we are, right? And another thing people don't realize about leadership is that it's rare, right? We live in a world which is connected through the intranet. And on the internet, the best and the brightest throw themselves out there all the time. So what you get is you get a false sense that everybody's brilliant. Well, not everybody. I mean, there's a lot of morons out there too, right? But you start to get a false sense that there's so many successful people. And that stops a lot of people from doing what they want because they think, oh, I can't compete. But the truth is very, very far away from that. The truth is, leadership is a starring role played by a select few who are smart enough to pay attention and understand what needs to be done. It's a skill set that is in demand because there's not enough of it going around. And although it may look as though there is a lot of it going around, the reality is much different, folks. Everybody thinks that there's so much competition, but it's really not a big number, okay? Look, folks, LinkedIn. Let's take LinkedIn, for example. LinkedIn has roughly 740 million members. Okay? And we're talking leadership, so we're talking business professionals a lot of times. Okay, so let's just take that as a good benchmark. All right, these are the leaders. These are the shapers. These are the people that are working it, right? 740 million members. Out of a world population of 7.4 billion. That's only like, I don't know, 9%, 9.5%, something like that. Let's just round it up to 10. 10% of the world have these qualities that you most likely have if you're listening to this show. You are rare. You are special. But oftentimes, leaders don't think that they're special. They don't see themselves as being special. But you are. And you should put special things out into the world. You should put that specialness that you have to use. Like I did with the 5-day Unchain Your Income Challenge. I'm telling you, it is so cool helping these people figure these things out. And I'm not really, I'm working hard at it. It's not an easy job to do these challenges, let me tell you. They're challenging. But all I'm doing is laying the framework for them. And then I get to do the best part. I get to be the fly on the wall that just pays attention and watches them put it all together on their own. And that's what's really cool about it. But see, that's what leadership is, isn't it? It's providing the spark and watching that spark light the fire. It's starting something off and then watching that thing blossom and take into its own. Right? And then guiding it along that journey. And if you're listening to this show, most likely you are a leader. You're one of the 10% of all people out there. And you don't feel special a lot of times, but you are. Don't you owe it to the other 90% of people? We're talking about 1 out of 10, folks. 10 out of 100. 100 out of 1,000 have the opportunity, have the skills, have the desire, the drive, the know-how, the knowledge to lead others successfully. And you're one of those people. Don't you have an obligation to do that? Don't you have an obligation to spread that specialness? To let them know? To be something for them? To help them in some way? I don't know if you have an obligation or not. I feel like I do. I feel like I do, and I put that together, and I'm really jazzed by the results I'm getting from it. And I'm going to be jazzed by the results that I get from the Broker Weekend Workshop, too, I'm sure. Look, I've been doing this factoring career training for about 1.5 years. And I've changed lives. People that didn't know what they were wanting to do, or people who hated their jobs, people who were undervalued in their jobs, people whose bosses were on their back all the time, people who just had families and they couldn't keep going to work because of COVID. People who were single fathers like me who didn't have the ability to go pick up their kid and keep their 9 to 5. Needed a new gig. Those people got to work from home. Those people got to set themselves up on a better schedule. Those people got to make more money for less work so that they could spend time with their loved ones. And I was part of that. I got to be part of that. The Broker Weekend Workshop's just going to make it happen faster for more people. You know, that's what leaders are supposed to do, though, right, folks? I mean, we're supposed to innovate. We're supposed to increase and advance and make things easier and better and stronger. Step 1, create a program. Program took 2 months. Step 2, let's revamp the program and make it 2 days. 2 amazing powerhouse days. I mean, I got guest speakers. I got all sorts of things going to happen. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to be glad to have been a part of that as well. Because it too will be special. Just like I am, just like you are. Because we're only 10% of the world as leaders. Everybody in the world is so connected now that we all think we're average. Because the ones that are on there that we see are just as good as we are. And that's because the others aren't on there. The others feel worse about it than you do. And they don't even try. They need you. They need your leadership. And then let's take it another step further. How about becoming an entrepreneur? Not even just a leader, but now you're going to be a leader who takes initiative to grow something of your very own. You're not 10% of the population anymore. Now you're in the top 2. Only 2% of the population does that. Are you an entrepreneur? You're one of the most special ones in the game. I don't care if you made it or you didn't make it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if what you got going on right now is making you money or it's not making you money. It doesn't matter. What matters is you. Just because your idea isn't perfected yet, just because the process isn't functioning yet, doesn't mean you are broken. Because you're not. And if you've ever had your parents or somebody tell you when you were growing up, go get a real job, quit playing those games, we don't have time for that, go make money, do this, do that. Ignore them. Because they're not special like you are. They're in the 98% of people who are not you. They just don't get it. And you've probably said that. You guys just don't get it. Because they don't get it. They're never going to get it. That's my point. Even after you make it, they don't get it. Even after you make it, even after you're at the top of your game, even when the money starts coming, even when everything starts coming in, they don't get it. They still tell you, well, play it safe, do this, do that, giving you advice about how you should invest your money, how you should put things away, you should do this, you should do that with it. They're never going to get it. What you do is different. What you do is special. And I'm begging you to share that specialness with the world somehow. I am begging you to find a way to help that benefit someone else somehow. And when you do that, I promise you, it will also come back to you somehow. It will also make you better somehow. And if you are an entrepreneur and your gig hasn't, worked out the way you thought it would, or you're just not there yet and you need something to get you through until then, think about joining the Broker Weekend Workshop here. And we'll teach you a skill that you can do in your spare time. And you can go from there. And then that gives you ability to keep working on what you got going on. It's a 2-day powerhouse event. You can check it out online at brokerweekend.com. It's going to start on the 17th. If it brings you in an extra $5-10 grand a month, that's $120 grand a year. Part-time income. Part-time work, real work and income. I got students that are pulling down a lot of money using the same techniques that I myself use every day as a broker. There's a lot that you can offer. And you can get what you want when you learn how to break the chains that are holding you back. And a lot of the chains that hold people back come down to things involving money. But if you had a way to get money without any trouble, you wouldn't have to worry about it so hard, and then you could focus more on what makes you special. So as I started to say earlier, I was talking to these people about what you want to incorporate in your business model. And there is really 6 key principles. And those principles are income diversification, right? You need to have more than one source of income, right? So if you're tying all your income down to your job, for example, what happens if your job fires you? No more income. What happens if you get sick and you can't work? No more income, right? So you need to have different sources of income. You got to have multiplied effort. That's another one, another key. If you work all month long and all you can do is so much, and you know that you bust your tail in order to get that so much, how do you increase how much you can do? Hire someone else to do what you do. Hire 2 or 3 of them. Hire 10 of them, whatever. Make a little bit less off of their work, but overall you're making more because you got more production. A third one is to have automated income. The goal here is to have a source of income that doesn't have anything to do with you. You don't need to be a part of it. As a factoring broker, I've got sources and networks all around the world that funnel business my way. I don't have to do anything. It just flows to me. Because I set it up that way, and then that's that. Just happens. Residual income growth is a 4th one. So you got to have a way to get money from the same customers over and over again on a regular basis. As a factoring broker, I get paid on the back end of every deal I make, month after month after month, for a year, sometimes 2 or even more. You got to help others. It's very important to help others. Because, as I just said, we're so special that we have to incorporate that for others. We have to share that with those who don't have our skill sets. Be a force in the world to enrich it. And he'll come back to you when you do. And you need to think on a bigger scale than you most likely do right now. Think about what you've got right now. Think about how much money you earn right now. And then ask yourself, what do I do right now that earns me this level of income? Okay? And once you figure that up, then say to yourself, if I did 10 times what I do right now, how much income would I make? If you do 10 times the amount of work you're doing right now, how much income could you make? And then what you do is you don't have to do all that yourself. You hire other people to do it for you. So that's how you're adding up your extra workload through multiplied effort. But you're reaping the rewards. You're reaping the benefits. This is the business model, folks. That's the entrepreneurial business model right there. That's a winning, successful model. Because you're special. You should share. You should help others. Hopefully some of this information helps you. And if you want to find something that will work for you and you don't know what that is, guess what? Being a factoring business broker, which you can learn at the Broker Weekend Workshop, just go to brokerweekend.com to find out more. It has all 6 of those built into it, being a factoring broker. They're all included. I encourage you to look it up. Until then, I have had a blast chatting with you tonight. And I want to thank you for being part of the Leader Tree, listening to our show. We really appreciate our fans. And if you have the chance, go to theleadertree.com, check out other episodes, leave us a note, let us know you were there. And as always, I'm Chris Miller, reminding you to always keep smiling. Good night now.